So we've got here a pretty common sort of problem. We're being asked to use, what are we being asked to use? What math tool am I asking you to use in this problem, Andrew? Pythagoras theorem. Okay, am I using it for my displacement or my distance? Displacement. So which one's significantly easier to calculate here? And how do we go about calculating the distance travelled? Add the first part of his walk, which was how many steps? And the second part, which was 5. So distance equals 11 plus 5, which is 16 steps. Why do I write steps, not metres? Correct, because I wouldn't be writing it in the correct unit. Now for displacement, it's a little bit more tricky. I'm trying to find that length there, aren't I? What do I have to make? I have to make an assumption here. To use Pythagoras, I need to make an assumption. What's the assumption I need to make? That it's a right angle. So I have to assume that when Mr. Reed turned, he turned at exactly 90 degrees. I'm happy to make that assumption today, considering we're dealing with steps. So, displacement, I'm going to give that a sign. What sign should I give displacement? Does it matter? Just give it a letter. What letter? X. Of course we are. So, displacement equals X. What do I write there? X. Good. Now Pythagoras theorem says what? Yep, Pythagoras says x squared equals what? A squared plus b squared, yep. Where a squared and b squared, what's the a value? 5 squared plus?
11 squared.
Equals 25 plus 121, is it? 146. Am I right with that?
Yeah.
So I've got x squared equals 146. What's the problem here? Why is this not finished yet? Ava?
You have to do the square root of 146.
Why do I have to do the square root? What's the reason? You're right. What's the reason? Oh, Phil, you can.
Because it's a square, it's asking us for x.
Yep, so we want to undo the square. So the opposite operation to a square is a square root. Square root both sides, and we are left with x equals 12 point something small. 0.08 metres. Okay. As we get further in, I would also get you to apply a directional component. What I mean by that is 12.08 metres in which direction, so you'd find theta there. But I'm happy with us to leave that where it is today. Cool? Alright, have a go at getting your definitions down and finishing off page 3 in your workbooklet.